Hi, this is Father Robert again. This is my fourth video in a series of support for the LGBTQ plus community. Today I'd like to address the issue of Christianity and the community in large. Now, there's been a lot of talk, especially with Bruce Jenner's coming out as being a transgender person. The United States Supreme Court today is deliberating and hearing arguments about the right of gay people to marry. As far as I'm concerned, on those 2 points, number one, I totally support Bruce Jenner and what he has gone through, and I hope that he can become somewhat of a role model for the transgender community, at least to give people an idea of maybe an insight into what is going on. Although his experiences certainly might not be common, given the fact that he's a multimillionaire and that he's very famous. Perhaps his struggles are not the same in some ways, but in other ways I think that they are. Secondly, as far as the United States Supreme Court hearing the arguments about marriage equity, can we really, in a nation that professes to be one people, that we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, can we actually deny that to a group of people? And I say, no, we can't. We're the United States of America. We are citizens. We're all one in this nation. I think to say that one group of people are not allowed the same civil rights as other people is unconstitutional, and I certainly hope that the Supreme Court sides in that way as well. Now, as far as Christianity, you're going to see a huge backlash. Bruce Jenner did a great job of coming out and making his story public, but there's also going to be a huge backlash to the transgender community. A lot of that you're going to hear people screaming about homosexuals are an abomination. They're going to be quoting Bible passages. And sometimes people take the Bible and use it just to try to beat their opinions into other people, which was not the intent of the book to begin with, the sacred scriptures to begin with. If we just focus on Jesus Christ, walk with me on this. A lot of you are not going to like what I have to say. Your opinions might be very different from mine, and that's fine. Whether you're my good friend Lori in California or my classmate and lifelong friend Michael in Rome, we all share different perspectives on this, and that's okay. We respect each other's opinions, we know what we're about, and we know what we have to do. So if we walk with Jesus for a while, would Jesus Christ have looked at a group of people and said, you are not entitled to the kingdom of heaven. This isn't for you. You were created in the image and likeness of God, but you're going to be denied those access benefits because of who you are as people. Absolutely not. It wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have said that. Jesus was about everybody being included. He was all inclusive. As the Son of God who became man and lived that experience, sometimes we forget those things. Sometimes we think that when Jesus was born, he had all this great, full understanding of who he was. I don't believe that. I believe that when he was born, he was a child. He was breastfed. He needed his diaper changed. He needed all of those types of things that any infant would need. And he grew up. And the more he grew up and the more he came to understand himself and who he was as a person, the more that allowed him to totally become who he was and to do what he needed to do. Let's look at people in the transgender community. You have had an experience of when you were very young. You knew that there was something different about you. You knew that you couldn't express it because you would be told that you were bad or that you were mentally ill or crazy or something. This is not how things should have been. It is not how the universe is unfolding. You are tremendous people. I am so honored to have spoken with dozens and dozens of you on Facebook, texting, communicating, Skyping with. You just have so much of my love and support that I just can't say that enough. You are just marvelous people. Your struggles have just touched my heart like none others. And I want you to know that you are not condemned to hell. And to some of you, it doesn't matter. You know, maybe you've not Christian anymore, or you never were, or you don't believe in God, or whatever the particular case is. There's, I think, two things that are utmost important in every single person's life. One is that you believe in yourself. And secondly, that you do everything in your power to help someone else along the way in life. Who could ask for more? To be totally who you are as a person, to work on that, to be your best self, and then to lend a helping hand and help other people be who they are, help them be their best selves. If the kingdom of heaven is not open to those people, then I'm not really sure who it's open to. So follow those two examples. Be who you are, love and help other people, just as Jesus Christ has commanded us to do. He didn't say, I suggest you do this. He said, this is my commandment. You're to love everyone. You're to support each other. And those of you in the transgender community, every single day, when I talk with you, when I read stories last night of people getting, young people attempting suicide, a young man in Tennessee, when I see other people getting assaulted and mugged and beaten up and robbed and raped, and it is just such a horrible thing that we're saying that we're going to do this, and we're saying we're going to do that in the guise of Christianity. No, something is radically wrong, and you know that. You know what's taken place. You know who you are as people, and you know what you need to do. Man, and the road ahead of you is so difficult. I'm not going to insult anybody's intelligence by saying, I know exactly what you're going through, because I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue to what that's like to be you. I'm learning, and I'm being as supportive as I can, and I want to be with you and to do everything in my power to make you feel like you are okay. You are blessed. You are good people. And whatever I can do, I'm going to continue to do that. So forget all of the hate. Forget that you're an abomination. Don't buy into any of that, because you're not. You are beautiful, wonderful, magnificent people who have the courage to say, this is who I am. This is who I have to live out my life to be. And as a general public, we need to support you. People are not going to understand that. You are like the last vestige of, one of those last vestiges of human behavior, where we say, wow, man, I can't wrap my brain around this. I don't understand that, how people can be like that. Well, in order to be like that and to understand that, you have to understand someone's soul, who they are deep down as people. Every major religion in the world comments on the soul of man, who we are as people, and what we need to do. And man, I get so angry when I see people just being so hateful to one another, and even people in your own community so hateful to one another. You know, that needs to stop. You are your own best support system, whatever it is. You know, your community is wrought with problems with alcoholism and drug abuse and high crime and violence and suicide rates. There are so many negative things stacked up against you that I really hope that you can be your own best support system, and to allow other people like myself to come in and help out where we can. And not under the guise of, I'm going to tolerate you because Jesus said I have to tolerate you. Not because of toleration, because of love, because I love you who you are as people. I appreciate your journey. I appreciate your struggle, and I am here for you. You are, without any exaggeration, you are my heroes. You are the people that I look at and say, man, I applaud you 100% for your courage and your strength and your determination to be who you are as people. And as always, you will always have my love and support.